Okay, Honorable Chair, esteemed judge, and distinguished member of the House. Before going to my speech, let me introduce myself. My name is Alpia Putri Madanya as the first speaker from the closing government. As the closing government, we are proud to stand in strong support of this motion. While the opening government has shown as how traditional exam limit creativity and induce unnecessary stress. Our bands extend this debate by proving that project-based assessment are not merely an alternative evaluation method. They are the transformative educational philosophy that better prepares students from the complexities of the real world. Our extension today lies in redefining what education should measure. Traditional exam reward memorization and short-term retention, but they fail to assess the essential 21st century skill. Collaboration, problem solving, innovation, and adaptability. Project-based assessment by contract mirror real life challenges requiring students to apply knowledge, think critically, and demonstrate sustained effort. In doing so, education evolves from a test of memory into a test of capability. Moreover, we argue that this shift cultivates intrinsic motivation and long-term learning habits. When students work on meaningful projects, they take ownership of their learning process. This builds deeper understanding, creativity, and confidence qualities that cannot be measured within the narrow time frame of an exam hall. We also weigh this debate on future impact award that values innovation and interdisciplinary thinking demand graduates who can integrate knowledge now, not just recall it. By institutionalizing project-based assessment, we ally education with the demand of modern society, producing learners who are adaptable, resilient, and gainfully competent. Thank you.
My name is Andina Fitria, and here I'm as the first speaker of closing opposition. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges, esteemed members of the House, as the member of opposition, I stand firmly against the motion that this House would replace traditional exams with project-based assessment. Today, I will strengthen the opposition bench by showing that replacing exams entirely not only impractical, but also educationally unsound. I will prove that exams remain a crucial tool for measuring knowledge, fairness, and accountability, things that project-based assessment simply cannot ensure. Exams provide a standardized measure of students' ability, ensuring that everyone faces the same challenge under the same conditions. A 2023 study from the OECD shows that standardized exams are still the most equitable form of assessment in large education system, as they reduce the influence of external factors such as group dynamics, family support, or access to technology. Project-based assessment, on the other hand, are heavily affected by these external factors. Students with better access to resources, mentoring, or digital tools often produce higher quality projects, not because they understand more, but because they have more advantages. Educational experts like John Hattie emphasize that fairness and objectivity in assessment are essential for educational validity. Removing exams will erode this fairness. My friends in the proposition might say that exam creates stress, but ladies and gentlemen, stress is not caused by exams. It's caused by poor preparation and lack of study habits. Instead of removing exams, we should teach students how to manage pressure, not how to avoid it. Exams are not only about memorization, they train focus, time management, and structural reasoning under pressure. According to Cambridge Assessment 2020-2022, time examinations help students develop executive functions, such as working memory and sustained attention, skill necessary for real-life problem-solving and future employment. In contrast, project-based assessment may encourage creativity, yes, but they often lack time constraints and individual accountability. Students can delay work, rely on group members, or use online tools excessively, weakening their own independent thinking. Universities and employers still rely on exams because they reflect a student's ability to perform individually under equal conditions. This is a meritocratic and measurable form of competence. Proposition will argue that projects might mirror real-world tests, but education's goal is not only mimic the real world, it is to prepare students for it. Before collaboration, we must first master independence. Exams train the independence. Replacing exam entirely with project also creates serious reliability problems in grading and evaluation. Research from the Journal of Education Measurement 2023-2021 found that project-based grading varied by up to 30% between teachers assessing the same work due to differing rubrics, biases, and expectations. This inconsistency undermines the very purpose of assessment, to measure learning accurately. Unlike exams with clear marking schemes, projects depend on teacher interpretation, teamwork, dynamics, and presentation style, all of which can distort students' true ability. The fairness of the education system relies on comparability. If we replace exams with subjective projects, students' achievement can no longer be compared or trusted at a national or international level. The proposition might say that rubric can solve subjectively, but rubric not only reduce, not remove bias. Projects still depend on teacher judgment, something no rubric can fully standardize. Even if instead of replacing, we should combine both forms. Exam test conceptual mastery, while project test application. A hybrid approach ensures both fairness and creativity without sacrificing academic integrity. By rejecting the motion, we are not defending outdated system. We are defending balance, fairness, and academic rigor. Ladies and gentlemen, in the real world, not every task is collaborative. Doctors, pilots, and engineers face moments when they must act independently, under pressure, and with precision, just like in exam. By eliminating exams, we remove the training ground for these critical skills. By keeping exams, we maintain fairness, accountability, and integrity in education. Therefore, the opposition firmly believes exams are fairer, exams build stronger cognitive discipline, and exams provide reliable and consistent measurement. For this reason, we, the classing opposition, strongly oppose the motion and defend the essential role of traditional exams in education. Thank you.
Before we begin, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nabila Putri. Ladies and gentlemen, as the second speaker of the closing government, I stand proudly to support our motion that this House would replace traditional EKMs with project-based assessments. My role today is to strengthen our side's arguments and extend the debate by adding a new perspective that goes beyond what the opponent government has already presented. First, of all, let's face reality. Live after school does not give us multiple choices. In the real world, success depends on problem solving, collaboration, creativity, and communication. Traditional academics only test how much information a student can memorize for a few hours, but project-based assessment measure how students apply knowledge in practical context. For example, a student in science should not just memorize chemical formulas, they should design experiments, analyze data, and present results that is the essence of their learning, not rote memorization. Secondly, project-based assessment helps students develop critical 21st century skills such as teamwork, innovation, research, and digital literacy. These are the abilities that future employers and universities value most. Traditional exams promotes competition and stress, while project-based learning encourages collaboration and creativity. If our education system keeps focusing on exams, we are preparing students for the past, not for the future. Third, let's talk about motivation. It keeps up. Often students learn only to pass, they forget everything after the test. But in project-based learning, students become active learners. Exploring topic they are genuinely interested in. This boosts in rich motivation and deeper understanding. When students see the purpose of what they are doing, they become more engaged, more confident, and more capable of thinking critically. Now, as the closing government, we bring a
POI.
new layer to this debate. Now, Now, as the closing government, we bring a new layer to this debate, the inclusivity and holistic role that project-based assessment offer. These traditional exams only reward students who are good at memories under pressure, but not all students learn in the same way. Some excel in creativity, design, or communication skill that exams fail to measure. This approach supports a more inclusive and humanized education system where students are valued for their abilities, not punished for their weaknesses. For all these reasons, we, the closing government, strongly believe that the future of education must replace traditional exams with project-based assessment. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges and member of the House. Let me introduce myself. My name is Azara Saputri. As the opposition wife, my role today is to summarize, crystallize, and defend the core values of our bench while exposing the major flaws of the proposition's case. This debate is not about whether projects are good or bad. It is about whether we should completely replace traditional exam with project-based assessment, and after Hearing both sides, it becomes clear that the proposition's idea is not only impractical but also threatens fairness, accountability, and the integrity of education itself. Let us revisit what this debate truly stands for. The proposition claim that project-based assessment encourage creativity, collaboration, and real-world problem solving. However, their entire case rests on idea assumption that every student has equal research, supportive teachers, and access to technology. In reality, that is not the case. Project-based assessment work best for privileged students, while exams provide equal conditions for all. That is the first big class, fairness versus inequality. Exams test students under the same rule and time, while projects depend heavily on environment and research. Therefore, replacing exam with project only widens the education gap. Secondly, the proposition claim the exam cause stress and discourage creativity. But as our bench has proven, stress comes from unpreparedness, not from the system itself. Exams actually train students to handle time pressures, discipline, and focus skills that are vital in higher education and professional life. Replacing exam with project would only make students more dependent on teamwork and external help, losing their ability to perform individually. That is our second class. Discipline versus dependency. Exam nurture individual responsibility and critical thinking under pressures, while projects often allow procrastination, unequal teamwork, and even plagiarism. Thirdly, our member of opposition brought a strong and unique extension: the issue of reliability and objectivity. Research from the Journal of Educational Measurement 2021 shows that project-based grading can vary up to 30% depending on who evaluates it. That means two students doing the same project might get very different marks, not because of ability, but because of teacher bias. Exams, however, have clear marking schemes and objective rubrics, so the third class is objectivity versus subjectivity. Education must be fair, measurable, and comparable across schools and nations, something only exam can guarantee. As the wife, I want to emphasize what the opposition stand for. We are not defending an old or rigid system. We are defending balance. We believe in combining exam and projects, not replacing one with the other. Exam tests conceptual understanding and discipline, while project tests creativity and application. A complete replacement destroys this balance and leads to changes in evaluation standards. Meanwhile, the proposition failed to respond to several key points from our side. They never explain how to answer fires in group work. They never solve how to standard project grading across different schools, and they never address how to evaluate students who contribute uniquely in a team. Their silence on these critical flaws prove that their system lacks practical grounding. In summary, our bench has presented three strong pillars: fairness, discipline, and objectivity. We have shown that exams provide equal opportunities, uh, build essential life skills, and ensure reliable results. The proposition system, through well-intentioned, creates inequality, subjectivity, and dependency. Ladies and gentlemen, education should not be a privilege for those with better access. It should be a fair platform for all to prove their abilities under equal conditions. Therefore, as the closing opposition wife, I proudly reaffirm that traditional exam must remain a fundamental part of our education system for the sake of fairness, discipline, and integrity. We urge you to reject the motion. Maybe that's all. Thank you.